guys, what's up? Tamara here. So today I'm going to do a mini review of Frozen by Melissa de la Cruz and Michael Johnston. This is the last book that I drew from my TBR jar, and needless to say, it's taken me months to read this book. Literally months. First, it took me maybe a solid 3.5 weeks before I actually opened the book. And I'm not sure exactly why it took me so long to even start the book, because when I first drew it, I was excited to read it. I think that I started to question if it was new adult or young adult, and it turns out it was young adult. And I think that would have been the beginning of the problems for me. So when I did finally crack the book, it took me another month, maybe more if I'm doing my math right, to actually read the book. I'd open it, start a little bit, put it away. Open it, start again, put it away. This went on, and finally I was tired of it, and I said, you're going to sit down and you're going to read this book. And I finally did. And it was okay, guys. First, this is young adult. It is about Natasha, aka Nat, and Brian Wesson, who they call Wes in the book. These are teenagers. Nat is, I think, 15 and Wes is 16. Nat is a blackjack dealer who escaped some type of, I think it was a hospital or a prison or something of that nature. And Wes is a 16-year-old who is he was an ex-Marine sergeant, okay, at 16 years old. I found it really weird that the whole society pretty much were teenagers. The old people were like 29 years old. They made a reference to Wes's father, who died at the age of 29. I thought that was kind of weird. We didn't really get any clear explanation as to why everyone in society that are acting as adults are only under 20 years old. And the real adults are considered old. I found that kind of strange. That's not the only strange thing I found about this book. I had a really hard time digesting what the genre was. I understood that this was touted as a dystopian novel, but at parts I felt like it was trying to be a fantasy or high fantasy. There were elements of like mythology. There were elements of horror with these things that they call thrillers, which are really kind of just zombies, until they explain that they're powerful fairy-like people, I think, that got ill. So I mean, it kind of jumped all around, and I didn't like that. One minute I'm thinking okay, and then the next I'm like, what's going on right now? So that was one of my major issues. So the age, number one, the lack of definition of the genre, number two. And normally mixing genres doesn't matter to me. I actually like it when it's a good mix. But for some reason, it just didn't work here for me. I also had a problem with the fact that I did feel like these references to like zombies and other things were pulled from other things I've read before in some way, and I didn't like that. I also had a problem with the authors. Their writing style kind of threw me a little bit. I felt like the sentence structure was odd here or there. I found myself rereading certain paragraphs or certain short paragraphs or a couple sentences here or there where I'm like, well, I don't really understand what they're saying, or things like that. So I had some problems there, and to be quite honest, I actually had problems with the characters themselves. I didn't feel a connection to Nat at all. I didn't feel a connection to Wes, and I sure didn't believe they had a connection to each other. I don't know, I just didn't feel the pull, and I maybe had a hard time with that, the fact that they were 15 and 16, what kind of pull could there be? So on one side, you think that they were adults because they were doing these adult things, but the relationship side was weak at best. There was no relationship, and their supposed tension wasn't even really tension to me. It was just awkward. So yeah, I had a lot of problems with the book, and when I sit and I try to think about what I liked about it, the synopsis is what I liked. It really looked like something I would enjoy, and the cover art is nice. I mean, even this little dragon like person right here, or not person, thing right here, it's kind of like indicative of like the creature in the story, and obviously it's frozen, everything is frozen over in the story. So I mean, it just really looked interesting to me, and I was really disappointed. I expected more. So in a nutshell, what did I rate Frozen? I rated it 2 out of 5 bookmarks. And I gave it a 2 because it wasn't awful. You know what I'm saying? I got through it. I finished it. But I thought it was just okay at best. I can't even say that I liked it. I just think it was okay. So would I recommend this? Not so much. Will I continue with this series? I think it's called The Heart of Dread. No, I won't, unfortunately. You guys, have you read this? If you have, please feel free to let me know what you thought of it. Maybe you pulled something out of it that I didn't. Or maybe you agree with me. Let me know. I'm curious to know what you guys thought of Frozen. Thanks for watching, you guys. And until next time, happy reading. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.